cybersecurity 3.0 is more of the intelligence driven SOC, or intelligence driven cybersecurity operations, I would rather say. Because so far what I have been observing in my experience so far, or in my current setup as well, is the more you procure things, the more you get technologies, the platforms on board. Somewhere we feel that we are still not meeting the requirements to tackle the adversaries or the attackers. And it's like, for me, it is like not just procuring the technology or the platform, but it is more of customizing it. I think whenever OEM comes with some kind of tools, now for an example, there could be SIMs, XDR, SOS, which are already coming into the picture. But I think some kind of customization is always required to come up, or to tackle the different attack methodologies, or to tackle the different methods. Because what what our observation is that the adversaries out there, they are in a group, and they always try to find some another new ways. And the tools that we have, they are just to tackle the known modus operandis. Okay, so now we have to change that mind. We have to change that entire set of protocol, that what is seen is to be tackled, but we have to go beyond that walls, that what is not seen but that exists, that needs to be tackled. A very simple case of hypothesis driven threat intelligence, or threat hunting rather. Some kind of similar flavor should be added in the cybersecurity 3.0, wherein the hypothesis could be driven, could be command, could be concluded, saying that okay, this is the, or this might be one of the way that an advisory could come in and attack my existing resources. So that is major chunk what I feel that is yet to be thought of. I'm not so sure. It might be already thought of. It might be some other another OEM that is building on that rocks. But then, what I have, or this is my personal opinion or my observation. Uh, so customization is major thing. What I really feel. Another thing is, um, so until last decade, or until last 5 years, we had a major or we had a major dependence on our SOC analyst, right? But I have seen certain compromises that um, that tool has triggered something less critical, less severity rating kind of activity event or an alert. But then um, the kind of knowledge which is imparted to the analyst, or the kind of dependency we used to have on the analyst, there is always an a possibility of that error, which that things might get missed out, and that turns out to be the nightmare for that organization. So somewhere we have to think of utilizing or entirely removing or isolating the L1 kind of monitoring or assessment, to build with the automation, to bring in the automation, so that the existing analysts can do something more. They can do the research, they can do huntings, they can write the hypothesis, they can actually hunt for the intelligence, for the IOCs, etc. There are a lot many things to do when it comes to the operations. But then the the kind of automation that needs in our environment is that you know a granular thing, a very minute thing is also triggered, which may have at least 1% of possibility. Okay, that this may go wrong, this may turn into an incident. That should be triggered as an alert. That should be highlighted with a with some kind of importance, so that that should be or that will be obviously acknowledged and acted upon. The kind of the kind of setups that we have to monitor the alerts and activities, that should be revolutionized in some of the other way. I truly feel about that. But it doesn't just ends up over here. But there are a lot many things which can be part of the cybersecurity 3.0, from the toolings, from the tool peoples and the processes perspective. We do write SOPs, but I personally feel that the SOPs and all are like the playbooks that needs to be revamped, upgraded, appended. They should be reviewed regularly, because in past 2 weeks, what I've seen is there are a lot many different attacks that have been taking place across the globe. Obviously, the modus operandi is different. The IOCs are different. You know, So that should be also considered while you write the playbooks. Okay. And yeah, so this is like a very high level kind of feeling that I have. And again, the last piece of the last pillar, what I really feel it is a pillar of my infosec vertical at least, is the compliance part. So compliance is something which regulator is not imposing, but most of the people or the team members, what I see, what I come across is like they feel that the regulation is imposed, but it's not imposed. But it's obviously it is for our betterment. But we should take the compliance very regularly. I mean, very seriously. Sorry, the regulator compliance very seriously, because somewhere or the other, the technical glitches are not considered. That should be resolved. There could be any kind of challenges, budgetary issues, skill set issues, or expertise, or the human resources issues. I think that every single issue should be tackled. Get any kind of automation, you get any kind of tool, might be customized, or it would be Gartner rated XYZ. There are a lot of things across the market. You bring any tool, but certain ground level things are not done appropriately. You tend to face a cyber attack. That is for sure. So compliance is something, at least, okay, you need to fill in the holes, you need to fill in the gaps, you need to identify where we are lacking, and that needs to be filled in. So compliance is another major issue. So nowadays, in fact, no, we are not totally dependent on the regulators. In fact, not the regulatory compliances, but that is like the first level of my compliance. That okay, whatever regulator is demanding, that should be 100% in line to the circular or to the compliance. Beyond that, what I do is most important, because even the regulators could miss some certain important pieces. That being into infosec, being 24/7 into this domain, you can come up with your own requirements. Beyond the compliances, you should have certain checklists, certain security parameters that could ensure that okay, you are not leaving any gaps, any loophole behind. And yeah, so that is